the Irwin Shaw interview with his son Adam Shaw was a very good one. He didn't really go into that much about his father's writing. I don't think he really got it that much, even though he, I guess, has written a couple of books. But biographically speaking, it's interesting. What he says about some of the publishing industry and e-publishing, how he's getting his father's books out there. And when he talks about his father's the old man, and this is a guy who spent, I guess, he's 65 or 66 now, who spent, I guess, 55 or 56 of his years in France, and yet he sounds like he's from fucking Brooklyn. He's got more of a Brooklyn accent than me. It's 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 kind of amazing, but it was a good interview.
It was a good intro into his dad's life. I have to say, out of all the kids that have come and spoken about their parents, this is the one that I think is the best of them.
Yeah.
Just because he says old man with such affection. I know that he has some issues with his dad, but that was a refreshing take, even though he didn't really get much into the writing of it. Then the next one is another one on consciousness. Do you construct these mostly as trilogies?
Yes. Yeah. It's the 3 point of views: theology, philosophy, and science. So this guy was the scientist, Christoph Koch.
And why do you construct them as trilogies? Does it just flow very well? You don't want to do a tetralogy or something?
I want to. These are the 3 main viewpoints that people have on life generally. They're either religious, they're either scientific, or somewhere in between philosophically. When I'm doing the creativity series, that's going to be 10 or 12, and that's just going to be people who've written about creativity no matter what. But when I'm doing about these big questions of life, I want to get those kind of viewpoints so people can parallax it. Now, some of the people might be extreme in their religious views, or they may be extreme scientific. There's a term called scientism. There's some people that believe science can answer everything, and that's called scientism. So they also represent their own opinions, but it's a way to parallax an issue by giving 3 different opinions from 3 people, from 3 of the main ways that people look on life and existence. So that's the way I do that. This Christoph Koch guy, he was one of these people that was very, yes, and this is how you do it, and this, and I will tell you, and this, blah, blah. He has that very staccato, I'm answering it, no bullshit. And so when you get people like that, I think he lasted 69 minutes, which I thought initially I was thinking, man, this guy's going to be done in about 40, 45 minutes. I had to come up with some questions to stump him. But it ended up a very good interview. The Jack London interview was a good, solid one. Like many of the other ones on filmmakers or writers or poets, again, it wasn't as great as I thought it could be. The one on death with Chris Deasy was a good one. The Judy Garland one originally.
This is just so you know. This is the last one that I've seen. You've increased your output about 2 or 3 fold, so it's more difficult to catch up with them instead of just watching them on weekends. But I did see the NPR and PBS one.